The racing world is buzzing after the latest statement from the Alpha Tauri Team Principal that has left Red Bull's Sergio Perez in a bit of a bind. Rumours are swirling about the future of the talented driver's contract with Red Bull, and the suspense is killing us. Who will replace him, and why is this sudden twist in the story making headlines? Stick around as we peel back the layers of this gripping story and find out what's really going on behind the scenes. So stay tuned to the very end. Hello everyone and welcome back to our channel F1 Racing. Ladies and gentlemen, rev up your engines because we have some breaking news from the world of Formula 1 in today's video. Let's get started. So before we jump into the current comments of the team principal of Alpha Tauri and Perez's status, let's go back in time and see how this driver took his racing start and where he is now, as we need to have an understanding of Perez's performances and actions before we put forward any comment. So yeah, let's start from there. Sergio Perez's love for racing began at a young age when he first started karting in his hometown of Guadalajara, Mexico. From there, he worked his way up the ranks, competing in various junior racing series before finally making his debut in Formula 1 in 2011 with the Alpha team. Despite facing stiff competition from seasoned veterans, Perez quickly made his mark on the sport with his aggressive driving style and impressive pace. In his second season with Sauber, he secured 3 podium finishes and finished the season in 10th place overall. This caught the attention of other teams, and in 2013, he signed with the McLaren team, one of the most prestigious and successful teams in the sport. However, his stint with McLaren was short-lived, and he returned to Sauber in 2014. He then joined the Force India team in 2014, where he spent the next 5 seasons delivering consistent performances and earning a reputation as a skilled and reliable driver. Finally, in 2020, he moved to the Racing Point team and delivered his best season yet, securing his first ever win in Formula 1 at the Sakhir Grand Prix. So, after our discussion, it is not wrong to say that Perez is a name synonymous with success and experience in the sport, but his recent performance has been a bit of a mixed bag. After delivering consistent performances and securing a podium finish with Racing Point, he found himself out of a ride for the 2021 season. But fortune favoured him, and Red Bull Racing quickly replaced him as a replacement for Alexander Albon. Since joining Red Bull, Perez has faced a few bumps in the road, including crashes and missed opportunities. But as the season has progressed, he has shown that he's a force to be reckoned with on the track. He secured his first podium finish for Red Bull at the Azerbaijan Grand Prix 2021 and followed it up with another podium finish at the French Grand Prix 2021. Let us tell you the story of Sergio Perez's exciting 2022 Formula 1 season, which is considered a good season for him and Red Bull. It was an eventful year for the Mexican driver, who had some impressive results, but also some disappointments. Perez qualified 4th at the Bahrain Grand Prix and was on track for a great finish, but he retired just 1 lap before the end. Unfortunately, this wasn't his only retirement of the season, as he had to retire again in another race. This was a first for him, as he had never before had 3 consecutive DNFs in Formula 1. But there were also some fantastic moments for Perez. At the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix, he poled for the first time in his career, exactly 11 years after his first F1 qualifying appearance in 2011. This was a record-breaking achievement, as he had set the most racing appearances before a pole position with 217 race weekends. Perez continued to impress throughout the season. He finished second at the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix, securing Red Bull's first 1-2 finish since 2016. He also scored 4 times, finishing 4th in the Miami Grand Prix, his 4th place finish in 9 races. At the Monaco Grand Prix, Perez became the first Mexican driver to win the race and overtook Pedro Rodriguez as the most successful Mexican F1 driver with his 3rd win. He also won 25 points and became the 13th Formula 1 driver to reach 1,000 points. At the Azerbaijan Grand Prix, he set a podium record with 2nd place, his 4th Baku City Circuit podium finish, becoming the 51st Formula 1 driver with 20 top 3 finishes. However, there were some setbacks as well. Perez crashed in Q2 and retired on Sunday at the Canadian Grand Prix, ruining his weekend. He also missed qualifying at the Hungarian Grand Prix and finished 5th, his first non-top 4 result in 15 races. So, afterward, at the Belgian Grand Prix, he secured his best ever qualifying position at the Spa-Francorchamps circuit, finishing 3rd and 2nd in the race behind teammate Verstappen. At the Dutch Grand Prix, he finished 5th, matching his starting position, and achieved the same result at the Italian Grand Prix after slipping down to 13th place, but recovering to finish 6th. Perez won the Singapore Grand Prix, his 4th career victory, and finished as a runner-up at the Japanese Grand Prix, securing his first top 5 and top 6 finish at Suzuka. He also finished 4th at the US Grand Prix, his 200th career race, and secured a podium finish by finishing 3rd at the Mexico City Grand Prix. In the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, he qualified 2nd and finished 3rd, making his 26th podium finish in Formula 1 and helping Red Bull secure the 25th front row lockout. Yeah, guys, that was about his performances so far before this season. Let's now look at this and what team principal of Alpha Tauri said. The racing superstar snagged his first 2023 Formula 1 season win with a jaw-dropping performance at the Saudi Arabia Grand Prix. This incredible victory comes hot on the heels of a second-place finish at the Bahrain Grand Prix, proving that Perez is a force to be reckoned with on the track. We know that the Australian Grand Prix may not have gone quite as planned for Perez, but he's not letting that slow him down. With his sights set on the next race, this talented driver is ready to hit the gas and show the world what he's made of. So, should he worry about the future on the team? Sergio Perez's future at Red Bull Racing is in question, as team principal Franz Tost revealed that Yuki Tsunoda might replace him by 2025. Tost believes that Tsunoda will be ready to make the step up to the top team after 2 more years under his belt. He added, "In 2025, I think he will finally be ready for Red Bull." While Perez has a contract until the end of the 2024 season, Tsunoda's promising performances are increasing tensions at Red Bull, where Perez and Verstappen clashed last season. It will be interesting to see how things play out for the talented young Japanese driver and the current Red Bull drivers in the coming years. The 2023 season could make or break for Sergio Perez as he strives for his most successful season in Formula 1 yet. The Red Bull driver is facing a dilemma with his contract set to expire in 2024 and questions being raised about his availability to compete for a world title. The pressure is on for the 33-year-old Mexican to consistently convert the dominant pace of the RB19 into solid results, or risk being replaced by the promising Yuki Tsunoda in 2025, according to Alpha Tauri Team Principal Franz Tost. Perez's season got off to a rocky start in Bahrain, where he was left in the dust by teammate Max Verstappen, but he bounced back in spectacular fashion at the Saudi Arabia Grand Prix, displaying his skills behind the wheel and reigniting hopes for a title challenge. However, a major error in qualifying at the Australian Grand Prix showed that there were still inconsistencies to be ironed out if Perez hopes to truly challenge Verstappen. With speculation about his long-term future likely to intensify, Checo will need to keep up his momentum and prove his worth to Red Bull. So, if we talk about Perez's possible replacement, Yuki Tsunoda, the Alpha Tauri driver, has become a major threat to Sergio Perez's position at Red Bull in the upcoming seasons. Despite being relatively unnoticed in 2022, the 22-year-old Japanese driver has emerged as a strong contender for the coveted seat in the top team thanks to his outstanding performances in the 2023 season. Tsunoda has been impressive with the consistent driving style, a major criticism he faced in his debut year in 2021. He had been closing the gap with his highly rated teammate Pierre Gasly in 2022, and in 2023, he seems to have matured into a strong midfield driver. He secured his team's first points of the season in Melbourne with a solid P10 finish, following back-to-back P11 finishes in the opening 2 races. Alpha Tauri's team principal Franz Tost's recent comments have put Tsunoda's performances in the spotlight, suggesting he could be ready to step up to Red Bull in 2025. If Tsunoda continues to impress in the same vein, Red Bull would have to make a significant decision in 2024, potentially replacing Perez with the young Japanese driver. So, how is his relationship with team principal Christian Horner and his teammate Verstappen? Christian Horner, the team principal of Red Bull, has always been a vocal supporter of Sergio Perez since the Mexican joined the team. In fact, the two have developed a strong working relationship. After disappointing performances from Pierre Gasly and Alex Albon, both struggling in the shadow of Verstappen following Ricciardo's departure, Perez was drafted into the team. He has played the perfect role as a supporting driver in Verstappen's championship-winning campaigns in 2021 and 2022. However, recent rumours suggest that their relationship may not be as smooth as it used to be. There are reports that Verstappen did not forgive Perez for his qualifying spin in Monaco last season, and some tense radio messages in Sao Paulo have further strained their team dynamic. Despite this, Perez has delivered acceptable results on the track, although he still lags behind Verstappen in terms of pace, particularly in qualifying. Nonetheless, Perez has shown his ability to convert the RB19's pace into results, as evidenced by his impressive performance in the 2023 season so far. It is interesting to note that Sergio Perez isn't just an exceptional driver, but also an invaluable asset to Red Bull in terms of commercial value. Yeah, you heard it right. A recent study revealed that the Mexican driver generated an incredible $33 million in value from social media alone in 2022, outperforming his teammate Verstappen in this regard. Perez's social media interaction figures were also among the highest in the sport, surpassed only by Charles Leclerc and Lewis Hamilton. This strong commercial impact could be a significant factor in the team's decision to retain him beyond 2024. While Red Bull's recent dominance suits Perez's driving style, he may face increased pressure if teams like Mercedes, Ferrari, and Aston Martin start to close the gap. In the 2022 season, Perez was an exceptional second driver, but struggled to outperform the competition when Red Bull's advantage was reduced. So, is Daniel Ricciardo's return to Red Bull a threat to Sergio Perez? When it was announced that Daniel Ricciardo would be returning to Red Bull as a test and reserve driver for the 2023 season, fans immediately began speculating about the possibility of a full-time return to the grid for the popular Aussie. Ricciardo has made it clear that he intends to return to F1 on a full-time basis after leaving McLaren at the end of last season, but he's not interested in driving for a backmarker. While his return to Red Bull has not yet been confirmed, many believe that it is only a matter of time before the 33-year-old is back in the driver's seat. Given their past history and the existing relationship between team principal Christian Horner and Ricciardo, there's been plenty of speculation that the Aussie could take over from Sergio Perez if the Mexican driver underperforms. However, Ricciardo's time at McLaren could have been better, leaving many wondering about his long-term prospects as an F1 driver. For now, Perez's fate at Red Bull is in his own hands, but Ricciardo is waiting in the wings for an opportunity to prove himself once again. Whether or not that opportunity comes to pass remains to be seen, but fans eagerly anticipate what the future holds for both drivers. As we end our discussion about Sergio Perez and his future at Red Bull, it is clear that the Mexican driver has a lot riding on his shoulders this season. With the impressive performance he has displayed so far, he's proven to be a reliable asset to the team. However, with the arrival of Daniel Ricciardo and the emergence of Yuki Tsunoda, Perez needs to maintain his current form to keep his seat in the future. As we continue to watch his journey unfold, it will be fascinating to see if he can sustain his current form and build a stronger rapport with his teammate Max Verstappen. With the support of Christian Horner and the entire Red Bull team, Perez's target for the 2023 season is to contribute to the team's success while making his own mark in the sport. So stay tuned for more updates on Sergio Perez, Red Bull, and the world of Formula One. If you enjoyed our discussion about Sergio Perez and want to stay up to date with the latest news and happenings in Formula One, make sure to hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications. Don't forget to like and share this video with your friends and fellow F1 fans. So, thank you for watching. We will be back soon with another exciting video.